It seems reasonable in a way that if we're not getting enough love, and men may translate this into enough sex, and women may translate this into enough attention or cuddling or being there for them. But it seems reasonable in this world that as a last resort, we might actually beg for it. That's not cool. It also seems like a reasonable thing that we should or could nag, and that will bring it about. Well, both of those techniques, let's call them techniques, are very childish. Now, I'm not putting you down if you have actually begged for sex or if you have nagged your husband to give you more attention and more love. I'm not putting you down. What I'm trying to do is describe to you what works and what doesn't work. So we already know that those two things don't work. You've tried them. They didn't work. They're never going to work because, simply put, it makes you less of a person. And that's not the nature of either love or making love. So what we really want to do is we want to understand how we can achieve what we want without doing strange stuff. Now, when I talk about strange stuff, we even have people who tell us, because people write to us, it's a free service that we have called Ask a Counselor. It's on our website. We have people tell us that they have tried using priests, blah, 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 who didn't help, and they've tried marriage counseling and it didn't help, and tried this and tried that, and nothing seems to help. So let's pull back a little bit and let's start with, where do these things fit in? Both having plenty of sex in your marriage, where does that fit in? And where does it fit in, being loving towards you, cuddling, and paying attention to you, and being supportive and caring? Where do these fit in? I think of these, I want to share this with you and tell me if you agree or not. I think of these things as the flowers on the plant of marriage. They're the things that come about when your marriage is working, when your marriage is being operated, is a funny way to put it, but lived according to the rules of marriage. Why do I say the rules of marriage? Because marriage is a vehicle for achieving certain things. The two things that we talked about here, making love and having more time that is cuddly and stuff like that, those are manifestations of the inner you and the inner part of your spouse, men or women. What do I mean by that? We get married legitimately because we want to be happy. Now, way back in the beginning, in 2001, let me give some context here. I was a divorce mediator, and a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. And so I wanted to approach marriage saving in a way that I thought would work. And I know what doesn't work is the typical marriage counseling scenario where the marriage counselor says, okay, tell me how that feels. What are you thinking about? What would you like to happen? Because what they're really asking you to do is complain about your partner. And that never works. You married your partner because you love them, or complain about the interactions that you're having. And those are, again, the manifestations. So what we really want to do is define the path of marriage that we want to take based on what we want out of our marriage. Doesn't that make sense? So we define a car as a vehicle that takes us from point A to point B, and sometimes stopping at point C at 7-Eleven or something, because we want to get somewhere. The car is there as a servant And marriage also creates a destination. That destination is happiness. And we knew when we found our soulmate that they would bring us happiness. Now, it's not really like that, though. They don't bring us happiness. But what they do is they create a combination of the two of you. I call it the sacred space of marriage, in which happiness is growing. I call it the sacred space of marriage. And happiness, when you are operating your marriage correctly, is a natural manifestation. And that being a natural manifestation, also what comes along with it is enough sex for who you both are and feelings of reciprocating love gestures, let's call it that way. And what I mean by that is when you get in the car, you have an expectation that everything's going to be working. So the radio is going to work, the heater, air conditioner, the windows, everything's going to be working because it's operating according to basic rules. No one taught us the rules of marriage. It's not your fault that your marriage isn't working. And so what we need to do, and I realized this with even my first couple, is establish some rules. What we did, the first couple and I, is we laid out kind of a guidepost that says, if I'm thinking poorly about my spouse, I'm going to stop that and I'm going to replace it with positive thoughts. So I know you don't know this, but I'm going to share this with you. There's really only 3 actions we could take. We could think, we could speak, and we can act. Now, if you're controlling just those 3 things and transforming negative thoughts into positive thoughts, negative speech into positive speech, and negative actions into positive actions, you're going to turn your whole marriage around. And then those things that you crave will happen naturally. You don't have to force them. You certainly don't have to beg for them. You don't have to nag for them. They're just going to occur. Now, how do you make this magical marriage that I just described? Now I'm going to get into our offerings. Now, if your marriage is doing okay, but you could use a little help, you can just watch these videos. It's free. Or you could read my articles. They're free. Or you could take the next step. Get one of my books. We have 2 books. One is Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and the other is Breaking the Cycle. And the only difference is one is a little more complicated because I wrote Breaking the Cycle for when I started to train marriage counselors into our system. Now, if your marriage is really like, oh my God, I don't know how long I could take this, then by all means, don't worry about the money. There's plans that start for less than $10 a week. Get the online course. We have one for women and we have one for men. They're both spectacular. And if both of you, and it's rare, but go to our website. And if your spouse wants to sign up too, they can, but later. First, you find out what it's all about. One thing I promise you is within days or weeks at the most, you will be blown away by the amazing changes that are happening already. God bless you. And please like this video, but more importantly, subscribe so you can get this entire series of the toxins that hit your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. God bless you and take care.